Hi, my name is Apple. I'll be presenting my second management assignment, Interviewing Managers in Practice. Before starting my presentation, I'd like to give a brief introduction of my manager. Her name is Yen Xiaoyou. She started her own business in 1997. She's the founder and manager of two educational institutes, Unit Kindis and Pusajagaan Yakin Effective Senior Bahar. She's an MBA graduate of class 2013 and she manages 22 employees, overseeing approximately 440 students in her establishments. At the beginning of the interview, I asked my manager about her leadership style and whether it aligns more with an autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, transactional, transformational, or servant leadership approach. So let's see what she has to say.
这个其实是没有一个绝对的领导方式啊，我们要看的是要解决的问题。其实有些时候我们会独裁领导，尤其是在突发情况或者要快速解决问题，这样子才能够马上的去解决问题。但是如果有些东西是可以让团队自己去解决的，我们就尽量让团队去开会参与一起解决问题。然后有些事情，比如说是团体的活动，我们就会更加的开放，采取自由的方案，让他们去投票做选择。
As can be seen from the interview snippet, my manager has adopted Fiedler's contingency theory of leadership into practice, suggesting that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to leadership. She claims that effective leadership surrounds the idea that different situations or different contexts may require different leadership styles. She further concluded her style to be an interchange between autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire based on the situation. Autocratic may work in emergencies when decisions need to be made immediately, democratic in creative tasks, and laissez-faire when dealing with matters that her motivated team can handle themselves. The contingency theory emphasizes the importance of aligning leadership style with the specific needs of the group and tasks at hand for optimal performance. From a behavioral theory perspective, autocratic often leads to fear-based compliance rather than a genuine engagement, and this can impact group dynamics negatively. On the contrary, democratic leadership promotes collaboration and participative decision-making. This style fosters a sense of ownership among individuals, positively influencing group behavior by encouraging open communication and shared responsibility. Laissez-faire leadership, with its hands-off approach, can result in ambiguity and lack of direction. While it might allow for individual freedom, it can lead to disorganization and reduce group cohesion. Next, I asked my manager to describe her decision-making process and what are the factors that she takes into account.
因为我们是幼儿园，所以我们最重视的一定是风险管理还有效益，尤其是孩子的安全管理这一块，还有幼儿园的利益为大前提。当然，有很多时候我们必须要参考以往的经验来做决策。通常我们也是非常注重道德原则和价值观，因为这个是教育孩子的最重要的原则。
In the context of her kindergarten, Yen states that her decision-making involves careful steps to ensure the well-being and development of the children, identifying the need for a decision, such as introducing a new educational approach, is the first step. Gathering relevant information, like researching age-appropriate teaching methods, forms the foundation. Next, she'll evaluate the alternative solutions available. She places her top priority into the risks and benefit factor to ensure the decision made is safe and beneficial for the children. She also uses her past experiences and ethical considerations when factoring the options. She then assess and select the best option for the interest of the kindergarten and the children. Following that, she implements the decision by hosting meetings with her employees, ensuring effective communication to implement the decision into action. Finally, she can obtain the feedback from the parents and staff to evaluate the results of the decision. This ensures a continuous improvement and adaptation after the decision is implemented. Next up is organizational structure. In the interview, Yen claims to use the functional organizational structure in her company and what she claims as the layered management.
我们分工情况就是我们领导层先会开会，接下来再由 supervisor 去 follow up head teachers， 再由 head teacher 去管理老师和员工，就是层层管理的意思。
At Yen's kindergarten, the organization adopts a functional organizational structure, paired with what Yen called a layered management. Different teams and departments exist, such as teaching, administrative, cleaning, and transportation. These teams are managed by a series of management hierarchy, starting from the manager herself, followed by the supervisors, who oversees the head teachers. The head teachers then manage their respective group of teachers and staff. In this organizational structure, Yan as the manager is responsible for the overall smooth running of the kindergarten. She handles administrative, financial, and policy decisions. Below the manager are supervisors. They assist Yan in decision-making and strategic planning. They also oversee different departments and teams. Head teachers are in charge of supervising daily teaching content and planning of the day-to-day activities in classes. Then comes the staffs who carries out their respective duties. For instance, teachers focus on curriculum delivery, administrative staff handle paperwork and communication with parents, cleaning staff ensure the cleanliness of the school, and the transportation staff transports children to and from school. Next, I asked my manager if there is a change in her leadership style and how she lead during the change of pandemic.
是有变化的，在疫情期间，团队的互相合作精神是很重要的。因此，我们会更加倾向于团队讨论来解决问题，因为很多突发情况一直在发生，突然之间又关，突然间又开，所以我们一直就是保持有效的团队讨论解决问题。
When asked if there is any leadership style change due to the pandemic, Yan says that there is a significant shift of leadership style towards democratic leadership. This is because teamwork and everyone's cooperation becomes extremely crucial in the midst of the unknown future. Education sector is one of the most heavily influenced sector during the pandemic due to sudden changes in learning mode, forcing educators to adapt in order to survive. Yan acknowledged the urgency of adapting to the new normal, and so she immediately researched online learning modules and revised on health protocols. She also referred to the strategy of educators in other countries that has already started online learning. This aligns with a manager's proactive stance to initiate and sustain change effectively. Drawing from the transformational leadership theory, Yan focused on inspiring and motivating staff during the uncertainty experienced in COVID. This involves transparent communication, emphasizing a collective commitment to children's well-being. At the start, Yan and her management team joined the online lessons hosted by the teachers to monitor if everything is going well. At the end of the lesson, they provided feedback and suggestions for the teachers on the lessons conducted. This incorporated the element of coaching, encouraging individual growth and development. Yan also prioritized the well-being of her employees, practicing the servant leadership theory. She provided test kits and masks for all her employees, as well as providing a panel doctor for the employees to consult when they're unwell. She also actively listens to concerns and provided technical and emotional support to her workers. Contingency theory is also frequently employed during the pandemic. Yan had to adapt and switch her leadership style according to the constantly changing situations. The pandemic uncertainty called for a mix of autocratic decision for urgent matters and democratic collaboration for strategic plans. Finally, we have reached the reflection and evaluation. Here I'll answer two questions. The first question is whether I resonate with the same leadership style as my manager. My answer is yes. I do resonate with my manager's idea that there is no one specific leadership style when managing a team, especially after experiencing the uncertainties in COVID. The combination of autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire gives a balance of bureaucracy and freedom towards team management. However, if I was a team manager, I would have included elements of transactional leadership in my approach of leadership. For example, I will set goals for my team to achieve and provide incentives when they achieve the goals, and the incentive could be monetary incentives, such as salary increment or travel grants, or non-monetary incentives such as promotion to higher position or some recognition. The last question is about a significant lesson that I have learned from the interviewee as a leader. One significant lesson that I have learned from my manager is the importance of adaptability. Learning to navigate between autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire styles, depending on the situation, reflects on my manager's ability to be flexible and respond to the diverse needs of her team and tasks. This is a valuable skill that I need to master in the future when managing my team. In addition, I learned that a good leader not only has to ensure that the tasks are completed as intended, but to also care about the well-being of the people he or she is managing. In the interview, my manager repeatedly emphasized on the importance on promoting personal growth and development of her employees, and to always have their opinions taken into consideration. For example, when deciding on a teaching approach, teachers are the ones directly involved in the process. So having their insights when making the decision ensures the decision is executed more smoothly and also makes